G'day guys and welcome back to another video on the YouTube channel. In today's video I'll be doing the power rankings after round 3. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. So Adelaide, they lost to the Gold Coast Suns in round 1, which is a pretty bad game, and then they had a lot of losses. I think they lost every game. So they haven't been very good, and they even lost against the easy team. So I'm going to put them in 15 to 18. Which is not very good for the Adelaide Crows. I thought they would do better in my later prediction video if you saw. I put them in the top 4. But they had a bad start to the season, and my big goal was Adelaide start 4-0. Well, they started 0-3, so they didn't do that well this season. But yeah, it was an easy fixture for them, and that's what got them 15 to 18. Okay guys, now it's Brisbane with the power rankings. So Brisbane have done pretty badly, losing to Carlton in opening round. Of course, by 1 point in a choker, Harry Mackay kick. Then Brisbane losing to Freo, that's my other concern. They lost to them by 23 points. And yeah, and then they had a bye round, and then they lost to the Collingwood Magpies by 20 points at the Gabba, which looked very concerning for the Brisbane Lions. And I'm concerned for them coming into the next 3 rounds. And yeah, I think they're 15 to 18 at the moment. They're not. The teams they played have been pretty easy. As a runner-upside in the 2023 AFL Premiership, they should be doing better. But yeah, I'm pretty disappointed with the Brisbane Lions so far. Now the Carlton Footy Club, of course, beating the Lions in opening round by 1 point. A good Harry Mackay kick after the sign, which was very good to see in my opinion. And then we saw Carlton also beating the Tigers by 5 points, which Tigers are a lower side team, but they've actually came to play in these 3 rounds. Then then Carlton had a bye round with Brisbane, and then they won against Northern Melbourne convincingly. I wouldn't say they're 5 to 8 because 1 to 4 because it was a close game against Richmond, so I'll put them 5 to 8. I think they're 5 to 8 club. Okay, now so the 2023 Premiership team now. In opening round, they lost to GWS by 32 points, which was pretty shocking to see. And then we were pretty concerned after them losing to the Swans by 33 as well. So then we got kind of concerned about the Collingwood Magpies, and then they just lost against the St Kilda by 15 points, and we just thought Premiership hangover. And really, they just didn't look good until they bet the Lions in the Gabba, which I'm still very concerned about. So I'm putting them 15 to 18 at the top of it, maybe push them up a little, but yeah. So now it's the Bombers. So the Bombers, they bet the Hawks in round 1 by 24 points at the MCG, so that was pretty good from them. And they also did really well against the Swans. They came really hard against them, like it was really high scoring, so well done from them in that match. And then in the third match, they really fought to beat St Kilda, so I feel like they were a really good side. Also faced very tough sides, came up against them. I think they were a 5 to 8 side, yeah. Okay guys, now moving on to the Great Freo Dockers. So in round 1, they bet the Brisbane Lions, the reigning runners-up from 2023, bet them by 23 points at Optus, which was very good to see. I saw lots of good players out there, like Sarong racking up 46 disposals and some good kicking from Dry Amos in round 1. And then in round 2, the Dockers also did very well and bet North. I mean, North were in front for a bit at the start, but Sarong was definitely the best player on the ground, as well as Harry Sheasel, but he racked up 35 disposals that game, and yeah. And then in round 3, they did really well. Sarong has just been carrying them, and they won 69 to 34 against Adelaide, which was really good. Dry Amos again, very good. And then leading disposal winner was Hayden Young. So yeah, they did really well, undefeated. I think they were a 1 to 4. Okay guys, now it's time for Geelong. So Geelong, they bet the Saints at GMBGA at round 1. They did really well. Ollie Dempsey did really well, kicking 3 goals, and then Paddy Dangerfield leading disposal winner in that game. So they did really well beating the Saints, and then they also beat the Crows, which was pretty impressive in an upset, a little upset. And Tommy Hawkins kicked for really good really had an accurate boot that day, kicking the 4 goals and no behinds. And then Tom Stewart doing really well in the back line. And then in the third round, they won against my Hawks. So they Tom Hawkins did also very well, kicking 4 goals again consecutively. And then Tanner Boone did really well, racking up 27 disposals. So I think the Cats they were really good in terms of upsets and everything. So I think they were actually playing like a 1-4 side. Really good. They were doing really well. Okay, guys, now moving on to the Gold Coast Suns with the power rankings. So yeah, Gold Coast, they did really well against the Coast, but of course the Coast came back against them. But the Suns looked pretty good in general. I loved Ainsworth. He was doing really well that game with his boot. And then Noah Anderson and Sam Flanders, the young gun, they did so well with disposal making. They did so well in that game. And then in round 2, they also just got smashed. They just got smashed all around the ground. Cody Waitman absolutely smashed them into pieces. And then Took Miller was really just their best player on the ground. Nothing really to say there. And then they had a bye round. So really, they weren't the best team, but I'll say they're at the end of 9-14 because they played against a team like their stage, like Western Bulldogs, which was the toughest game to tip, and they came close against them. I think they can go 15-18. We'll see as we go on. Okay, so you must be wondering where GWS is in the power rankings. Wait, let me see. I think they did really well against Collingwood, beating them by 32 points. Of course, in opening round, really shining players out there. Brown was really good, kicked 5, and also Lockie Whitfield looking good, getting 33 disposals. And then they also came to play against North, won by 39, and then bet Eagles by 58, and then they bet and then they had a bye round. So they were definitely on the top of 1-4 list. So now, guys, with Hawthorn, let's see. We're not going to try to be as biased as you think I am. So I'm going to not be biased with this team. Yeah, you guys might think this will be a bit biased, but let's see. Also, Essendon bet Hawthorn by 24 in round 1. Massimo D'Ambrosio looked really well that game. He was best player on the ground for Hawthorn, and I really liked the way he was playing, really. Then in round 2, we got smashed all over the ground against Melbourne. Especially the first quarter, we had a goalless quarter. Sissy being the best player. And then in round 3, we just lost to the Cats. We just lost them all game. Warble best player on the ground. Chalky 3, and really Warble racking up the disposal. So we got smashed all over the ground. I'll say we were just terrible. I'll put Collingwood. No, I'll put Adelaide a bit more up there. They've got some tough sides here and there, so I'll just put them a bit up. So yeah, I'll go Hawthorn in 15-18. Okay, guys, so now it's Melbourne with the power rankings. Let's see how they went. In opening round, they lost to the Swans by 22 points, which wasn't that convincing. But Oliver just turned over the ball a lot, just got touches. But yeah, I think the best player on the ground was clearly Jack Vine. He was really good. Yeah, in round 1, in opening round, and then in round 1, they smashed the Dogs by 45. Chandler having a cheeky 3 goals, and Oliver racking up those disposals there, and then Dees beating the Hawks, smashing them. Petrarca did really well in that game. And then in round 3, they bet the Port Adelaide Power and upset, so they've just lost in opening round. Otherwise, they look really good. So, but the teams they versed, the quality teams they versed, they weren't that good. So I'll put them in 5-8 because they versed Port, but they versed the Hawks and then they versed the Dogs. But yeah, I think they're better than Carlton. But yeah. Okay, guys, now to the Roos. So the Roos, they did really well Okay, in round 1, they lost by 39 points against the Giants, which is a very good team. They actually competed in that game. They tried their very hardest. Nick Larkey kicking 3 goals, and then Harry Sheasel racking up 32 disposals, which looked very good in my opinion. And then in round 2, they did also very well, but they were like in the lead near halftime. They were like really good in the first few quarters. They're really competing with teams now. Like they just do well, and Sheasel, he's just a gun. He like racked up 35 disposals that game, and then and then in round 3, they what's it called? They got smashed against the Blues though, which did not look convincing, but Sheasel definitely the best player on ground, and Paul Curtis kicking 3. So I think they were actually at the top of 15 to 18. The way they were playing, they looked so good. Now moving on to the great Port Adelaide Power. In round 1, they smashed the West Coast Eagles by 50 points. I mean, they could have went bigger. Charlie Dixon kicked 3 goals, and then he was very good. Zach Butters getting 27 disposals, leading disposal winner on ground. So it's very good to see. Then against Richmond, they won by 20 points. 30 points, actually. They did really well. Todd Marshall kicking 4 goals, and then Zach Butters yet again leading goal disposal winner. And then they lost to the D's in round 3. William Drew was really good for them. Willie Rioli kicked 2, and Zach Butters again leading disposal winner for the Power. I think they did well. They went 2-1. I think they were not better than Melbourne, but they were really good because they didn't face quality sides, so that's the other reason I'm going to keep them in 7th-ish. Okay guys, now it's time for Richmond's power ranking. So in opening round, they lost to the Suns by 39 points. I remember watching this game. Ben King absolutely smashed him around the ground, and Jacob Hopper was the highest leading disposal winner, 25 disposals for the Tigers. Then in round 1, they just came to the Carlton Football Club and said, "We're coming for you." They did really well, 5-point game. Then against Port, they were doing well, but then lost by 30. And then they came against Swans and won. So in my opinion, they're at the top of 15 to 18, but only 4 teams can go here. So they'll have to be at the bottom of 9 to 14, the quality teams they've been playing. So now the St Kilda Saints, of course, losing against the Cats by 8 points. The Catters did well there, but they were really just doing well. Then in round 2, they bet the Pies, and really Wagner and Merler was really good. Best player on ground, along with Jack Steele. And then they didn't do as well against the Bombers. So I think they didn't have a good time around the ball. I think they were worse than the Tigers, yeah. So now the Sydney Swans, of course, opening round, they bet the D's by 22 points. Taylor Adams did well, Brody Grundy and Isaac Heaney, they dominated all around the ground. And then, just like they bet the Pies are only premiers by 33, which was really good. Isaac Heaney, best player on the ground. Then in round 2, they bet the Bombers, Pabley, best player on ground. And then in round 3, they lost against the Tigers, which was surprising to me, but Isaac Heaney was better for the Swans. I think after losing to the Tigers, they weren't looking convincing, but I think they could be. Wait, I think they can go 9 to 14. Yeah, 9 to 14. I think they're 9 to 14. Now West Coast. Do I even have to talk about them? Okay, I will for the sake of the video, but they lost to Port Adelaide by 50 points. Yeah, that was pretty bad. And then lost to GWS by 65. Just got increasing, and then Western Bulldogs beat them by 76, and I got the exact margin correct, so which was crazy for my tipping, but yeah, 100%. I don't even have to say anything. Okay, now time for the last team, the Western Bulldogs. Love to see this team, in action. Okay, round one day, lost to them to a 45, did not look good for them. But then they came back with the win against the Gold Coast Suns by 48, which looked good. And then bet West Coast by 76. So they played 2 average teams and then 1 bad team. And they got a good win, so put them in the middle of 9 to 14. Now I'm going to bump up a few teams now. So North Melbourne will be bumped up with their effort. No, I'll just bump up Collingwood. Nah. But North had faced some tough sides and came close against them. So yeah, I'll bump up one team from here. Yeah, the D's clearly. Oh, but the D's, they play much good sides. They played the Swans and then they played the Dogs. They played pretty average sides. No, they don't deserve. Carlton do. Yeah. This is a really tough one, actually. I'll go Carlton. We need one more team to bump up here. Gold Coast. 520. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you really liked it, like and subscribe to the channel, guys. It will really help the channel. And like it if you want to see more videos like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.